Roller coasters are designed to give us one thing: adrenaline. But when something goes wrong, that same adrenaline can turn into a nightmare. From mechanical failures to catastrophic mistakes. These are 10 of the deadliest roller coaster accidents ever recorded. And number 1 is one of the most tragic. Number 10, the Smiler, Alton Towers, 2015. At first, the Smiler looked like just another extreme roller coaster. With 14 inversions and speeds of around 50 miles per hour, it was designed to be one of the most intense rides at Alton Towers. But on June 2nd, 2015, a series of mistakes would turn the ride into a disaster. Earlier that day, an empty train had stalled on the track, out of sight of the engineers. The ride's computer system detected the problem and stopped the ride. But instead of finding the stalled train, engineers manually overrode the safety system. And then, a train carrying 16 passengers was allowed to move, straight toward the empty carriage. This video was taken right after the crash.
Oh, what, mate? Hang on. Do you know, I was going to get my phone, I thought that ain't going to happen. Fucking hell.
How the fuck did they manage to do that?
Oh my god.
The two trains collided at high speed. 16 people were injured. 4 people suffered extremely serious injuries, including 2 young women who ultimately had to undergo leg amputations. And that was only number 10. Number 9. Number 9 takes us to one of the most famous theme parks in the world, Disneyland Paris. Big Thunder Mountain is designed to make riders feel like they're racing through an old Wild West mine. But on April 25th, 2011, something happened that nobody on the train was expecting. A piece of artificial rock and scenery became detached from the attraction and fell onto the track just as a train carrying 25 people was passing. The falling debris struck the train, injuring 5 passengers. 1 man suffered a serious head injury and was taken to hospital, while the other 4 injured passengers were treated at the scene. The ride was immediately shut down, and a judicial investigation was opened into what had happened. The attraction eventually reopened after the damaged area was secured, but this wasn't the end of Big Thunder Mountain's problems that year. Just 6 months later, 2 cars derailed on the same ride, injuring 2 more guests. And that's why Big Thunder Mountain takes the number 9 spot, but the accidents are only going to get worse from here. Number 8. Number 8 takes us to Edmonton, Canada, and one of the most serious roller coaster accidents in the country's history. Mindbender was an indoor triple loop roller coaster inside West Edmonton Mall, reaching speeds of around 60 miles per hour. But on June 14, 1986, a wheel assembly on the final car failed while the train was traveling through the ride. The car began to derail, swinging violently across the track as the train continued toward the final loop. The damaged car lost enough speed that the train couldn't clear the loop. Instead, it rolled backwards. 4 passengers in the car were thrown from their seats. 3 of them died, while the 4th suffered critical injuries. Investigators later found problems with the wheel assembly, including failed components, and the accident raised serious questions about the ride's design and maintenance. When Mindbender eventually reopened, the trains had been redesigned with additional wheel assemblies and new safety features. But this was only number 8. Number 7. Fujin Raijin 2. Number 7 takes us to Expoland in Osaka, Japan. Fujin Raijin 2 was a stand-up roller coaster where riders traveled through the course standing inside the train. But on May 5th, 2007, something went seriously wrong. An axle supporting one of the wheels on the second car suddenly fractured. The wheel assembly came loose, causing the second car to derail and tilt sharply to the side. A 19-year-old passenger was thrown against the trackside fence and died from her injuries. 19 other passengers were injured, and the park was immediately shut down. But investigators soon discovered something even more disturbing. The coaster's axles had not been replaced for around 15 years. The investigation found serious problems with maintenance and inspection procedures, and that was number 7. Number 6. Wildcat number 6 takes us to Bell's Amusement Park in Tulsa, Oklahoma. On April 20th, 1997, a train on the Wildcat roller coaster was climbing toward the top of the lift hill. But just before reaching the top, the train suddenly lost its position and began rolling backwards. There was another train behind it. The Wildcat rolled roughly 45 feet backwards before crashing into the second train. A 14-year-old passenger was killed and 6 other people were injured. Investigators later looked into problems involving the ride's lift and anti-rollback system, and that was number 6. Number 5. Thunder River Rapids. Number 5 takes us to Dreamworld in Australia. Thunder River Rapids was a popular water ride where passengers traveled through a fast-moving river course on circular rafts. But on October 25th, 2016, the ride suffered a catastrophic failure. 2 rafts became caught near the ride's conveyor system. A third raft then collided with one of them, causing it to overturn. 4 people were killed in the accident. The tragedy led to an investigation into the ride's design, safety systems, and operating procedures. The ride was never reopened. And that was number 5. Number 4. Rough Riders. Number 4 takes us all the way back to 1915 at Coney Island in New York. The Rough Riders was a wooden roller coaster known for its steep drops and sharp turns. But during its operation, the ride was involved in a serious accident. A train derailed while traveling through the course, causing passengers to be thrown from the ride. Several people were injured. At the time, roller coaster safety standards were nowhere near what they are today. And accidents like this helped show just how dangerous early wooden coasters could be. And that was number 4. Number 3. New Texas Giant. Number 3 takes us to Six Flags over Texas. The New Texas Giant was a massive hybrid roller coaster standing 14 stories tall and reaching speeds of more than 60 miles per hour. But on July 19th, 2013, a woman riding the coaster fell from her seat during the first major descent. She fell around 75 feet from the ride and died from her injuries. Witnesses later said she had questioned whether her restraint was properly secured before the ride began. The ride was immediately shut down while investigators looked into what had happened. It remained closed for almost 2 months. When it reopened, Six Flags had installed redesigned restraint bars, additional padding, and seat belts on the trains. And that was number 3. Number 2. Big Dipper. Number 2 takes us to Battersea Park in London. On May 30th, 1972, the Big Dipper was carrying 31 children when disaster struck. As the train climbed the first hill, the haulage rope suddenly broke. The emergency brake failed to stop the train. The entire train began rolling backwards down the hill. It picked up speed before reaching a sharp turn, where the last carriage derailed and crashed through a barrier. 5 children were killed, and 13 others were injured. After the accident, investigators discovered dozens of serious faults with the ride. The Big Dipper was permanently closed and later demolished. And now, there's only one left. Number 1. Number 1. Big Dipper. Number 1 takes us back to 1930 at Crook Park in Omaha, Nebraska. The Big Dipper was one of the park's biggest attractions, but on July 24th, 1930, 23 people boarded the roller coaster. Halfway up the 75-foot lift hill, a brake shoe came loose. The front car tilted off the track and crashed through the wooden guardrail. The other cars were pulled down with it, sending the train roughly 35 feet to the ground. 4 people were killed and 17 others were injured. The accident became one of the deadliest roller coaster disasters in American history. After the crash, Omaha banned roller coasters in the city, and the Big Dipper was never rebuilt. This was the number 1 spot. And those were 10 roller coaster accidents that went horribly wrong. Some were caused by mechanical failures. Others came down to mistakes in maintenance and safety. But one thing is certain, these accidents changed the way amusement parks think about safety forever. Which one shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more countdowns like this, subscribe.